done, man.
Obviously, it was a tough first 15 minutes. The Ulster guys came flying out the blocks, but we weathered the storm and scored 4 fantastic tries. And it just shows the composure and maturity within the side now that they can handle these setbacks in the game and can bounce back. And to get a 5-point away in Ulster is an unbelievable feat.
From your time at the club, where does that rank in terms of away performances?
Oh, it must be up there with amongst the best. I think it's a very hostile place to come. It's never easy to play here, but again, what I said in terms of the maturity this team showed, it was remarkable, and hopefully it can kick on here and get better and better as the season goes on.
Yeah, brilliant. You know, especially after a start, you know, we played into a pretty tough wind in that first half, and they seemed to have a lot of field position the first 20 minutes, and we managed to fight our way back into that game first half, especially. And I thought we were pretty clinical today, you know, taking our chances, and you know, you have to be like that when you come away from home.
It's tough to break down, but in the second half, really went at it. How important is that bonus point?
Yeah, massive. You know, when we got that third try and we got a couple of penalties going into that last bit, we knew we had to go for them, and you know, the forwards stepped it up another notch going into that last 20 minutes again.
Tiki Tonga! Tiki Tonga! Amasa Masawaya! Amasa Masawaya!
Yeah, massively. It's one of those things that the first half was a bit slow and not a lot went our way, to be honest. We gave away a few penalties and we weren't quite clinical enough for the breakdown. In that second half, I think we came out strong, and we knew we had to play the territory game against these guys in these conditions, and I think we played that very well and took our chances when they came. We were very clinical in that second half, so yeah, all credit to the boys. Yeah, it was nice. I mean, I think I cocked up a couple before then, so I think I needed to make up for it as well. So, you know, but all the boys played brilliantly today, and that's the main thing. We put in a good performance, and to get a bonus point over here is massive for us, so we'll take that any day.
Of course we are, and we had to work really hard for it. In the first 20 minutes we hadn't done all that much wrong, to be honest. Just a couple of moments of indiscipline and a couple of little mistakes, and we're 9-0 down, and I think that's what this team has. They're very experienced now, very resilient, and found a way to claw their way back into the game in the second 20 minutes of the first half. Scored a good try. But I think the turning point came when I think we had dominated the start of the second half, pressure-wise, field position-wise, but the score was still 9-5, and Billy gets sin-binned. I think that moment when I think they kicked the ball into their 22, we defended really well, won ourselves a penalty, and the next 8 minutes were wonderful. So a really good, strong, resilient team performance.
And now you're in control of Pool 1 as well. So.
Well, yeah. We were hoping that Ulster were going to be the first team to play when Accent Champions Cup match, but it looks like it's going to be us. So you don't underestimate anybody, and we've got to go and do a really good third professional job there, and then bring them back to our place. But if we can win those 2 games, we're in a good position, obviously.
You try before half time the turning point one?
Well, there was quite a strong breeze out there, and we chose to play into it. First half, and 9-5 was okay for us. But then when we didn't capitalise on the pressure we had at the start of the second half, we were a little bit worried, especially when Billy got sin-binned, and I thought we were magnificent during that sort of 15-minute period. Our half-backs were superb. They probed the corners, they ran the ball at the right times in difficult conditions. It's beyond our wildest dreams really to have got a bonus point, but you know, a really good performance overall.
How impressive was it to hold Ulster to just the 3 points for the 20 minutes when you said 14?
Yeah, when we looked at their team sheet beforehand, it looked like their strongest team of the year. The problem that Les has had is they haven't really played yet, and it was Hendy's first game of the season. Rory's played 20 minutes, Ron Pienaar's played 20 minutes, and it's hard to then come and turn it on in a big game like today. And thankfully we've had a lot more time together because England went out of the competition so early, and I think you maybe saw that a little bit.
And with regards to that, obviously you're concerned with your own business first and foremost, but do you think with those boys getting more time that Ulster can still be a factor in this group?
Of course, you know, and it's their first game, and there's plenty of teams who've lost their first game who've gone on to qualify. They've got a heck of a good squad, and they've got a really good coach, and I think they'll get better from there, yeah.
Wasn't Holly Weir defence more? Limit Ulster to 3 penalties at home?
Yeah, it's been a real strength of ours, as everybody knows over the years. I think this year it's gone to a new level. We've only conceded, I think, 4 or 5 tries in the whole season so far in 6 games. It's really a fundamental part of our game. We've got a brilliant defence coach in Paul Gossard, and we're very hopeful that Eddie Jones doesn't call him over the next couple of days.
You must be delighted with the field position in the whole way through the second half. It seemed to be only once or twice they even got into the...
Yeah, it was tough for Ulster because the wind got up and really hard to get themselves out of their own third. I think they would have chosen to play into the wind had they got the chance. So we were fortunate we turned around with a small deficit really, and were able to squeeze them really into their 22.
Is this part of a greater shift in the balance of power between English clubs and Irish provinces, or is that reading too much into results?
No, I wouldn't read anything into that, and I wouldn't say that at all. But I think one of the encouraging things for us is just how young our pack is out there today. You've got a Toji and crew in the second row here, 24 and 20 years old. We've Jackson Ray coming off the bench alongside Billy, both under 25. Jimmy George, McAvoon Bolos. We've got a lot of good young English players who are very experienced now, and we're hopeful that we can keep them at the club for a long time.
What was your view of the first yellow card?
Yeah, it didn't look good at first, and it felt like, here we go. It felt like they were the opposite of 2 years ago. But they have, I think probably 2 years ago it might have been a different story, but they have decided to become more lenient in those kind of aerial contests. It's a definite yellow card. I'm not so sure Billy's was, to be honest. But